Okay, so this video is going to be a test of my new lighting setup. I actually have two softbox professional studio lights that I got from my studio. I know that that's been a huge problem with my videos. Believe me, I'm completely aware of how bad my lighting situation has been. We live in a basement apartment, so I used to rely on natural daylight a lot more at my old apartment, but here I can't really do that, so I thought I would try to invest in better lighting for you guys. So it's going to take me a while to get used to it. I'm also using a tripod setup too with my Canon, so I'm really hoping that this will help make my video quality a lot better for you guys. So we're going to get on to part 2 of my question and answers video that I started a while back. The last video is on September 10th. So I'm sorry it took me a while to get to the rest of the questions, but now I have my lighting set up so I feel comfortable doing videos again. So the first question I'm going to answer is, can you recommend an inexpensive cruelty-free cleaning line, as in dishwashing liquid, laundry detergent, etc.? If you're looking for really super inexpensive cleaning supplies and things like that, you can do so much with what you have at home. What I use to unclog my drain in my shower, I just use baking soda and hot water. I'll let it sit for a while. I put a rag into the hole in the drain, and then I let it kind of work its magic, and then I pour hot water down it again. It works for a lot of like clogging issues and things like that. Like, that's a natural solution. You can use vinegar and water to clean your house if you need to. I've done that for a long time. You can do a lot of things with natural homemade cleaners. I can link some stuff in the down bar if you guys are industrious and want to make your own cleaning supplies. But there are ready-made ones that aren't too terribly expensive, especially if you get them on an e-tailer that sells things for an affordable price. Like, I use Vitacost. You can use whatever you want. I just tend to find they have the best prices for cruelty-free products. So for my laundry detergent, I really recommend, I just started using this a couple months ago. I really like it so far. It is the Earth Friendly Products. This is a really good brand. I use them quite a bit. I've used their cleaners in the past. I also have a Parsley Plus, like, all-purpose cleaning spray I use from them. I really like that brand. But this is an all-natural laundry detergent. It doesn't have any unnatural fragrances. It's all like natural essential oils. There's lavender in this for the fragrance. There's fragrance free too, so if you have fragrance issues, they have you covered there. And yeah, it's just a totally vegan, natural laundry detergent. I really like this. And it is fairly economical if you get it on Vitacost. I think it was like $12. And it says you get about 100 loads. So it's a good deal in my book. This one wasn't that bad. I think it was like $4. Again, I can link all the prices and where I get them from in the down bar if you guys want. But this is just the Parsley Plus cleaner, and all it is purified water, a biodegradable coconut-based suffocant, and parsley essence. So that's all there is to it. It really does clean really well. It does smell like parsley, but it's a natural product, so it's going to smell like a natural fragrance, which I do like. So I recommend this for an all-purpose cleaner. Another brand I really like is Mrs. Meyer's. You can find this at Target. I found this like in several different stores. I again get mine on Vitacost because it's cheaper. I love their hand soap. I've been using it for a while. This is the Basil scent. I really like this one. They just have a whole bunch of house products that are cruelty-free and vegan, and I think most of their fragrances are natural as well, so they're like essential oil fragrances. This is lemon verbena, and I like this is like a Comet alternative. I use it for scrubbing my stainless steel sinks, or you can use it in the shower, anywhere where you need a little extra scrubbing help, like glass top stove tops, things like that. This works really well for that. So okay, another, like, a general question was, how long does it take me to read through grocery shopping lists when I have a grocery shopping outing? Basically, that's what the question was. The person who asked the question said it's one of their biggest obstacles, and how do you overcome it? How do you plan for shopping? Basically, how do I cut back on the time I spend in a store as a vegan when I'm grocery shopping? Well, I do make a meal plan before I go shopping. That really, really helps me. What I recommend is, if you're a new vegan, just spend a day you know, a day that you have free, go through your grocery store where you normally shop, read through ingredients, write down products that you find to be vegan, like breads and things like that, the different brands that you found to be vegan. I'll list in the down bar some links to animal byproducts to avoid, but really the main way you can cut back on time in the grocery store is to just stick to whole foods. So just learn to cook for yourself. For your snacks, try to stick with like peanuts and nuts and sunflower seeds and fruits and vegetables. And then if you don't have as much processed stuff, you're not spending hours and hours looking through ingredients. So that's just kind of a tip. Just maybe make a list of, you know, things that you really love. Take some time out of your day, just go to the store, write down the ones you found that were vegan friendly, and then just keep that list in your wallet or in your purse or your back pocket or whatever. And then if you don't want to spend 20 hours reading through ingredients, you'll have that list of safe products that you know to be vegan from your research before. I shop for the same things over and over again, so that's kind of how I cut down on my time. And also just making a meal plan, writing down a list so I know exactly what I need, keeping it simple, not having too many elaborate meals, just simple whole foods, and that's how I cut back on my time in the grocery store. The next question, what was your favorite memory as a kid? Probably our trip to South Dakota. I went there when I was probably 7 or 8 years old. We went to a place called the Reptile Gardens. Now, as a vegan, I don't necessarily agree with zoos and places where animals are kept for entertainment, that kind of thing. But it was a place where I remember connecting with animals in a really personal way. I got to touch an alligator. I got to pet a tortoise. I mean, that was a hugely fun experience for me. I just loved being around animals all the time. So that was a pretty cool place. Another memory I have from that same vacation was going to see like Mount Rushmore. That was really, really fun. And going to this place called Cosmos. I don't know if anyone from South Dakota has heard of that or people that have visited there, but it's like this kind of optical illusion kind of place where like nothing is as it seems, and it feels like you're like walking sideways, and it's a really cool place. Like, it's kind of hard to explain if you've never been there, but it's basically like an optical illusion kind of park. Vegan, cruelty-free pet products, shampoo, etc. Well, I have cats, so I don't really shampoo my cats. I guess if they got into something, I would just use like Dr. Bronner's soap on them, something really gentle. But that's why I love having cats. They clean themselves. And as far as food, my cats are carnivores, so they don't eat anything vegan. That is something that a lot of vegans have a problem with, but all the research I've done about veganism for cats, it just is not a good idea for them. They are carnivores. They need to have their amino acids and proteins digested through another animal for them to get those nutrients. Like, it definitely is, there's a lot of science backing up why you shouldn't feed your cats a vegan diet. So I don't really have any vegan recommendations for cats just because they're carnivores. Like, if any of you dog owners out there have recommendations for vegan treats and things like that, definitely let me know. But for my cats, they don't eat vegan diet at all. The brand of cat food they eat is Natural Balance. It's called Alpha Cat, Trout, Salmon, and White Fish. It's grain-free. Of course, like I said, they're carnivore. I tried to pick a food that I felt was less impactful to the environment and was more healthy for them, so that's why we stuck with the fish. But I'm not happy about having to feed them. I'm not happy about having to feed them meat, but in the wild they would be eating animals. That's just who they are. They're carnivores. So that's just something you have to come to terms with as a cat owner. If you do research into it, for them to be healthy, they do have to eat meat. Who are your vegan heroes and inspiration? Well, I'd say my first vegan hero was Issa Chandra. She writes a bunch of really, really good vegan cookbooks. She's really funny and witty and made veganism attainable for me as far as cooking vegan. Other vegan people I look up to, I do look up to like Alicia Silverstone. I feel like she hasn't sold out. I feel like she really does care about animals, and I really respect like the awareness she brings to veganism, so I really admire her as a vegan inspiration. I also really look up to Heather. She is a YouTuber on here. She is from Healthy Vegan recipes. She makes a lot of really healthy, attainable meals and food. What's your dream studio is another question I had. I would love to have like just one room dedicated to pumpkin and poppies, so not somewhere where there's a catch-all for all of our like storage needs and things like that. Like right now, the studio I'm working in is just like this is a 2-bedroom apartment, so it's the other smaller bedroom, and most of our closet space is taken up with just storage for our apartment, because if you live in an apartment, you know that storage is like non-existent. So it sucks having to kind of juggle and try to find room for pumpkin and poppy stuff when I have so much of my closet space taken up already. You know, I would love to have more storage. That would be number one. Yeah, maybe just a couple extra tables for me to work on so I can set up different projects, different places. And if you were in a hurry out the door, what is the one makeup item, foundation, mascara, lipstick, you would actually make time to put on before going out the door? I would have to say foundation, because my skin is so red. I would not feel comfortable, you know. I guess I'm getting to the point where my skin is better, where I could go out the door without makeup, but there was no point in doing my makeup if I'm not doing my foundation. I feel like it just looks unfinished if you do lipstick or mascara and don't have any base on. So 5-minute makeup for those of us with rushed mornings. Tips, shortcuts, must do. 5-minute makeup, I would say get your foundation down, do a little bronzer, contouring, just very basic stuff, and put a little mascara on. If you have time, do like a lip gloss or something, and that will just bring some color and life to your face and make you feel a little bit more awake. You could be magically teleported to one vegan restaurant, bakery, what would it be? I would love to try out the Natural Selection restaurant in Portland, Oregon, because that's kind of like my dream city where I want to end up. Just from reviews I've seen, I never am able to find vegan fine dining where I live, so I think that would be amazing to try out, just some vegan fine dining, and Natural Selection would probably be my choice, but then again, I haven't really gone to any vegan restaurants, so I'm not really sure. But what non-vegan food item do you miss most, and what have you replaced it with? I would say cheese would be my number one thing that I miss from going vegan, and I think that's the most common answer for vegans, just because usually if you're a vegan you start out being vegetarian and then it gets really easy for you. You don't really miss meat. Really, cheese is the part that you're addicted to because of like the chemicals in it that make you addicted to it. So I replaced it fairly well with Daiya cheese. I use that a lot. I also really like instead of like putting cheese on something, I'll put a sauce or a dressing on it. So I've been really into the Caesar Chavez dressing from Appetite for Reduction. I feel like it gives that really umami kind of flavor that I miss with cheese. It really tastes like Caesar dressing. It's delicious and briny from the capers and the shallots, and it tastes so good on everything. So I've replaced it with that and Daiya, I would say. And I also make my own ricotta with like tofu. I use extra firm silken tofu and just extra firm regular tofu. I blend those together with pine nuts, lemon, garlic, a little onion powder, salt, pepper, and it tastes just like ricotta. So that's what I use for like lasagna and stuff like that. Next question, do you want to have any human children? Okay, this is a question my husband and I talk about quite a bit. I really don't know at this point in my life. I feel like I'm not at a point where I'm stable enough to really even think about it. Like as far as finances go, as far as like where I'm at as a person, I kind of want to find like a home, like a place that feels like home. So I don't know where that is yet, but I don't really feel like where I'm currently at is where I want to end up at. I want to do better with my business. I have goals for my business I want to accomplish and achieve before I have kids. I just don't feel like it's a priority for me right now, and it's not like I hate kids. I love kids. I worked with kids at the Phelps Youth Pavilion when I worked there as a docent, and I liked working with them. I just feel like it's a huge responsibility and I don't take it lightly, and I don't want to have kids if I can't give all of myself to them. Another question is, what attracts you to cats? Is it because they're low maintenance, or what about their personalities do you love? I've gotten into some debates about cats and why I love cats. I don't think it has to be a cat versus dog person argument. I love both dogs and cats. I love animals in general, so what I love about cats, I love that they're so independent. I see myself a lot in them. They're independent. They love to nap. They do their own thing, and they don't really care what other people think. And my cats personally are very affectionate, very kind, very loving. They always want to know where I'm at. They always follow me around. They're there whenever I need them. And also I feel like, yes, they are lower maintenance, which is nice for my lifestyle. If I need to go somewhere for a couple days, they're okay on their own. With the dog, you have to have someone watch them. Even if you're gone for like half a day or a day, you have to have someone let them out. And I like the cats clean themselves. I like that they use a litter box. I like that they're really soft and fluffy. I just like their behavior. I like pretty much everything except the vomiting and hairballs. That's like the only things I don't really like about having cats. But they're fun to play with. They're smart. We have a Maine Coon and a domestic Shorthair. Naomi is my Maine Coon. I've shared pictures of her on Facebook before. She's a little diva. She's very vocal. She chirps and makes cute little noises and fetches things, and she's just amazing. And Tucker's so cute. She's a little love bug. She cuddles all the time. She wants to be petted constantly. This is why I have to have a separate studio, because my cats would always want to be with me, and I can't have them in here with my makeup and my cosmetics and things like that. So I'm pretty sure they're probably waiting outside the door for me to get done with my videos so I can pet them and stuff. So vegan fashion, brands, outfits, etc. As far as like fair trade and eco-friendly kind of clothing, I don't really have a lot of that right now just because it's not on my budget. But I really like Lulus for vegan shoes. They have a whole section of vegan shoes that I really like. They're very fashion forward and affordable. They're not fair trade, of course, but they are vegan. They have a whole section of those. I like Threadless a lot for t-shirts. They do have an organic made in the USA line that's a little more expensive. I kind of want to get some shirts from that line. But their general line I don't feel as bad supporting, because they do support artists, and the money goes back to the people that make the design. So I feel better about purchasing from them. So I like their t-shirts, and that's what I'm currently wearing. One of their shirts right now. Can't really find a lot of eco-friendly brands that cater to plus size. If that changes in the future, I would like to do that. I just feel like right now there isn't really that much out there for me. If you know of any links or any stores that I should check out that are that have plus sizes and are eco-friendly, let me know. But from the research I've done, I haven't found very much. So I guess my number one clothing source that I would consider the most eco-friendly for my budget would be Goodwill, thrift store shopping. I really love doing that, and I know some people don't like that. I personally like doing it. I like recycling. I like having my own unique sense of fashion. I like, just having fun looking through the racks. It's kind of a fun hobby. So I do like recycling clothes, and I do that through shopping at Goodwill and thrift stores and things like that. So yeah, those are the questions. I really appreciate all of the awesome questions you guys had. I can do another video in the future. If you have any more questions and would like to leave them in the down bar, go ahead. I would love to hear them. These videos are fun for me to do. I like to interact with you guys and see what you guys are interested in. So I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. And I hope you guys like the new lighting. Let me know what you think. I think it's a lot better than what I used to have. So I plan on doing tutorials soon, Halloween tutorials. I have the lighting for it now, so hopefully I will be able to get those up for you guys soon.